very first podcast to In the Gray.
Hi, everybody. This is Zakia. Welcome to our first podcast. I guess I shall start it off. Well, my name is Zakia, but you guys can call me Z. That's cool. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, stand up. Okay. So, so this is my first little intro. I am 34 years old. I live in Minnesota. I just met Bobby because we worked together. Not just met him, but it's been a while, and we kicked it like really cool. He's cool people. We're friends. We see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we felt as though what we have to say is important enough to start a podcast.
I like that.
So, thank you guys for checking in with us. I hope you like this episode. I hope you check in for more episodes. And now I'm going to push the mic over to Bobby so he can do his intro and then we can get right on into it.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's your boy Bobby B. Nothing major. I'm living here in Minnesota for now. From Wisconsin, born and raised in Milwaukee. 25 years old. Just recently got a degree in theater performance from the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Took a job here in Minnesota as a manager of a store and ended up not liking it. So found a new spot home here at Alina and met my new good friend Z and linked up, and it's been history ever since. And since we are like-minded individuals, we thought we could express our thoughts through this podcast. So, yeah, I identify as a black man, and I'm pretty sure you'll get to know more about me as these these podcasts get to flooding out. So diving in, I think our main goal or objective of this podcast is to just, bring some light or highlight some topics that we feel are important to us or helpful to, our peers or the people that may be listening. Bring some insight to our society and the things that we're going through on a day-to-day basis, maybe. I guess, yeah. What you think?
I agree. We sit and we have like some really good conversations on current events, and we do pop culture too. We just don't want to make that the basis of this podcast. So, just a little disclaimer here. If you are looking for blog posts with all the juicy gossip, I do apologize. This is not the right channel for you. But if you want to get down and dirty with some good talk, our little tagline is, we call this In the Gray, and our little tagline is, nothing is really black and white. And a lot of our conversations, we came up with that. Like, we just can't say yes or no to something or yay or nay. It's never really that clear, is it, Bobby?
Never. It's difficult just to give you a clean, concise answer.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we chose In the Gray, and our tagline is, nothing is really black and white. We are everything in between, and we both agree with that. We don't play on stereotypes. We welcome all opinions, even the ones we don't truly like.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make somebody be quiet, and we don't want to silence anyone because we don't want to be silenced.
Right.
So I guess we can get right into it. We're just going to do like a little small topic for now since we just wanted to introduce ourselves to you guys. Let's just throw something in the air. I see he has a couple of things written down. What you got up on there, Bobby B?
We could talk about, I guess since it's like pretty popular right now, just a little snippet of what we think about our political climate.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I know that's a huge dive.
Oh, President Twitter fingers, huh? So, Trump supporters, don't get mad at me. I'm not politically correct. I don't plan on being politically correct. His name is President Twitter fingers. Yeah. Okay, so it's either that or Donald Trump, but you don't get you get it?
Twitter fingers is fine. That works because the thugs will be on the internet, and I feel like he's one of those thumping thugs on the internet. Got everything to say behind the keyboard, but then when he's confronted, you can talk your way out of it. You know what I mean? You never really want to confront or admit to what you really did truly say. So I find that to be super relevant with his current situation.
I don't think that word is part of his vocabulary.
Well, you know, when it comes to alternative facts,
yeah,
it can mean anything.
Alternative. I love that word because it's very prevalent now. Even when you're not talking about anything political, it just seems if someone says it, I guess that's just the truth nowadays, and that's not really the case. But I see it's happening a lot more no matter what we talk about or who we talk about what with. You know, they always throw something in there like make it the truth when it really isn't, and you know, you gotta get that little side eye. But back on this political issue, I don't identify as a Democrat, definitely not a Republican, but I am more so, I'm here for the people, you know, people who got to walk this earth and in this country, you know, who work every day, whether you work every day or you don't, just people. I'm here for the people, and I feel as though our government has not been for the people for a while.
True.
And this is no shot to Obama because that's my homie. Obama is my homie. He can do no wrong in my eyes, even though he can. But you know, basically, I was just saying, you know, our government has not really been for us,
right?
For a long time, and it's very. You can see that with a lot of different things. How you have big corporations who is part of our legislator. I don't think they should cross at all. Period. You have people who are running campaigns for their own agendas, and they put their own selves ahead of people, and that's where I have an issue with, you know, and we are more divided now as a nation than I think we've ever been, and we've been pretty divided sometimes in our history, if you can agree, Bobby.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely can see this cycle of destruction continuing. But I will say I might have a more radical point of view when it comes to our politics because I'm more about burn the Constitution. You know what I mean? Let's X the whole Independence Day out of here. You know what I mean? Let's take down these larger our government. If you ask me, all right, we could burn down the little Capitol and call it a day.
Oh, you can't say that.
But that ain't going. I do know, even though I have those thoughts and those feelings, that truly won't accomplish anything because I'm gonna just end up in jail. So, like, what good am I?
Right. So we're not for harming anyone in the state capitol. For those who actually need a disclaimer, please do not do that, okay? But I do understand. I agree with that Constitution thing. Not so much burning it, but I did like that.
Reconstruction.
I think we really do need to redo that Constitution because when it was written, we didn't have this diverse of a country as we do now. And so now you really do have to make laws and everything for the people, and the people are so many different people now.
It's not like it was.
It's not like it was. You know, our forefathers of America, you know, they made the Constitution with them in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because black people weren't considered citizens then. Or people, but you know, now we are. Well, we've been, but now we're considered it a little more than we were before. We have a real big LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of different people. We have different cultures here. We have so many people that are not represented in that Constitution. And it's supposed to be for all people, but a lot of people are left out. And that's truly unfortunate. And I don't see America keeping the status of number one country if we don't, you know, see our faults and do something about it instead of trying to push it under a rug or place blame, you know, because it's Obama's fault, of course.
But going off of that, I feel like what I guess my point is that I would like to see our country go in a more progressive state just because we're trying to build a country off of damaged soil. You know what I mean? You can't really see things grow or see something really take its full flourish if it has a poor foundation.
True.
And with that being said, our country is no different. We really can't continue to see our country go in a better way or go in a more uplifting venture if we don't really recognize our history and look at our past and see what we've done and how that has taken us to where we are now. Mm-hmm. So with that, we got a celebrity, a reality TV star as our president right now. And even though this might look bad, I'm going to look at the brighter side of it, saying the cup halfway full, and say, let them tear it up, let them mess it up, let them make the faults, let them trip it up, just so we can start to really get that gook out of there, get that mess out of there.
Yes, really drain the swamp.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. To see what that truth of the matter is and what the root of the problem is, because nobody has really been able to rip it to shreds the way that I'm sure this man can. Okay?
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not like everyone else who is just anti-Donald Trump, although he does irk my nerves, and that's just him as a human being, not him as a president, because I ignore him just like I ignore all the other presidents. I'm just going to be honest. When they get to talking that government stuff, I tend not to listen, because I feel as though it's all lies. I feel as though they're puppets. They have higher-ups they have to listen to, and it's not even higher-ups. It's more so corporations. I see America as a big corporation. America, the corporation. As many times as they put businesses ahead of people, anytime that they can sit there and put a law in there, a gag order against its citizens, not to say something bad against a company, we have issues right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So government in a whole, I am very anti-government, but I am pro-people.
Okay. Not to cut you off there, but let's segue into something that's a little bit more lighthearted, not so heavy. But that, I guess, is a little taste of our opinions when it comes to a topic such as our politics. Something a little bit more lighter. I have a question for you, and you can, give me a question if you have one in regards to this.
I like that.
So, I know this is probably like super random, but do you eat Pop-Tarts?
I fucking love Pop-Tarts. What are you talking about?
What's your favorite flavor?
Strawberry.
Okay,
it's plain.
Classic. Okay. What do you think about these new Pop-Tart flavors? They coming out with like soda flavors,
Jolly
Ranchers, like all of these.
I don't like change. No, I think it's probably gonna be nasty.
Yes, what I'm saying. I agree. I'm not gonna judge it too harshly, because who knows what they really taste like, but I'm pretty sure they can't be that good.
It's shit in a plastic wrapper. That's what it's gonna taste like.
It's for the younger generation. It's for the kids. Us grown folks ain't finna be sitting here eating no Orange Crush Pop-Tart. We not.
Well, you know what? That Orange Crush Pop-Tart might be the bomb with some vanilla ice cream. Now, that's how I eat my Pop-Tarts. You gotta mix that you gotta heat it in the toaster, then mix that bad boy in some ice cream, and there you go. You got your own little blizzard. Fuck you, Dairy Queen. I'm gonna keep my little $4.50 or however much that shit costs.
I see you. You got your own little concoction. Just made you up something delicious.
I know, right?
I like that. I mess with the brown sugar. That's my favorite.
I've never had that before.
Brown sugar Pop-Tarts?
No, I haven't.
You are missing
out. Oh, if y'all could see this face that he just gave me.
You are missing. Are you kidding me? Delicious.
No, I'm going to have to go get it. I'm going to come back on our next podcast. I'm going to let you know how this brown sugar Pop-Tart tastes. And if it's nasty, Bobby, it's going down.
I like the strawberry, but I prefer brown sugar. So I'm saying if you prefer strawberry, you would like the brown sugar. Those are classic. You know
it is like really oatmeal and stuff like that.
With they be having a raspberry, blueberry Pop-Tarts.
I don't even go down that route.
You can't mess with those jazzy flavors. Cherry.
I can't. Those are gateway drugs. It's a gateway into something else horrible.
I know that was super random, but I feel like that'll be a little.
That was nice. That was nice. Now I have to think of a question. I think I need some Jeopardy music. Okay, no, seriously.
You heard the new you heard that new song with Future and Nicki Minaj?
That's my jam. Oh no. I'm off. Not Future and Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry.
Which one?
we're at work recording this podcast, and our supervisor just walked in and was like,
"What y'all doing?
She's doing your podcast." I'm glad she didn't speak, because then we're gonna have to charge her some money.
She can't get no cut.
She can't get no airtime. No, okay. Now let me think of you. Put me on the spot, Bobby.
I'm sorry, I did.
Dare you?
I did.
How dare you? Okay, so
I'm pretty spontaneous, if that.
I see. So I do have a question for you now, Bobby. Now, out of all of the podcasts that you've listened to, is there a favorite of yours?
Absolutely. My favorite podcast is The Read with Kid Fury and Crystal. I love their connection. You can definitely see they have a chemistry. They bounce off each other really well, and they just are like super true people that you feel like you would definitely want to be friends with.
Are they podcast goals?
If anybody would want to have a podcast, I think you wouldn't want to be on their level.
Okay, all right. So that was really good. That was not a good question for me, but I'm not good with being on the spot, as you can see. What time we got now, Bobby?
We had a little over 15 minutes.
You think we need? Oh, before we let you guys go, there's a little segment that we wanted to do. A little rant segment. I know you see on a couple of shows they have this, and I don't want to put any of their stuff on here because we don't want you to be their viewers. We want you to be our viewers. So we're going to do something called Leave It at the Table. I think we should do this at the end of every podcast.
I like that.
Just, get our little frustrations out, and we're just going to leave it on the table. We're going to walk away from that.
I like it.
Okay, since you put me on the spot, you go first.
Okay. What I am leaving at the table today. This is our first podcast, and I think what I would like to leave at the table would be I guess, to be cheesy, kind of like my inner turmoil, that inner voice that like gives me doubt or tries to self-sabotage. I tend to do that more than I would like. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use my first podcast to leave at the table that self-saboteur that you just in your head trying to comfort me, letting me think that I ain't shit, when in reality, I'm boss. You know what I mean?
Right
I'm
now.
real. I'm true. I love me. You are the best me that I could possibly be, and you only gonna do better moving forward. So that inner voice who be trying to tell me no, that be trying to say these other things, I'm going with my first mind because you are right. You are everything right. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are kind.
I like
That's
that.
Me, yeah.
I like that. So it's very funny that you picked that to be your leave it at the table, because I was thinking my leave it at the table is going to be my attitude. And I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a bad attitude, but I have an attitude that kind of pushes people away sometimes. Okay. Not that I'm hard to get along with or I'm unapproachable. It's none of that. It's the fact of sometimes it can come off condescending. And in no way do I think I'm better than people or want to be condescending or anything like that. It's just when you are at that level of self-awareness, you kind of walk that walk, and I'm at that level, where people can say you're fat, you're black, you're ugly, blah blah blah, and it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm the shit, and sometimes it comes off that way without me even speaking to people. And when I do speak, it kind of like reaffirms it, like, oh, she talks this way, she acts this way, and I feel like I need to be a little more outgoing and let that little attitude that I have, because sometimes I can't get back with you if I feel like you're coming for me. So I'm gonna leave that little bad attitude on the table. You are not allowed to leave this table after this podcast. Toodles.
Nice, I love it. Well, we are creeping up on 20 minutes as our first podcast of In the Gray with Bobby B and your girl ZB.
I felt it went okay.
I like that.
So we would like for you guys, if you have any suggestions, any questions, or anything you want to add to our little topic that we had today, go ahead and leave it, in the bottom, or direct message us, or private messages, whatever it's called on YouTube. Get it on over to us. We will be happy to answer it. So just stick around. We have good things coming. This is our first one. We got a little nerves going, but we're gonna get that worked out. Stick around. We're gonna have better topics, and you'll get to know us a little better. Thanks for listening. This is ZB. I'm out.
See you later.